What's going on, everybody? It's a Shok. I know it's been another hiatus, but hey, that's why you need to follow me on Twitter. You need to follow me on Facebook so you guys always know when I'm coming back, or you know what I'm up to. Things of that nature. Go take the time out to do those things right now. Link down below in the description. And also make sure you check out GameRealm.com for all your gaming and tech news. And also make sure you go and join Pinito.co, which is my personally ran site for a Nintendo community. Go check those sites out, y'all. But let's get started with this video right here. And I hate to come back on a negative note, especially on New Year's Eve or whatever, but it has to be said, it is what it is. This generation will be the worst we will ever encounter. The worst one we will ever have to endure in our gaming lives. And for two reasons. One being the developers, the other being you guys, the gamers who empower these developers and allow bullshit and defend bullshit. Now, speaking generally, all three systems, right? I'm already disappointed and completely underwhelmed with all three systems. Why? Well, for one, with the Wii U, right? At the E3 2011 conference, they had all these great concepts and whatnot, on the gamepad, things of that nature. I'm like, wow, this is really going to spruce up some gameplay. We're going to be able to see some really cool stuff, right? Nintendo always talked about asymmetrical gameplay, right? The Wii U's out, it's been out for over a year now. We still don't have that. You know what I'm saying? We still don't have the gamepad being used in any extra special kind of way. Outside of Zombie U, there really isn't a Wii U game that has been built ground up around the gamepad yet. You see what I'm saying? And we still haven't gotten the dual gamepad games that Iwata promised that we would get this year. Didn't happen. With the PS4 and Xbox One, what I'm seeing right now is that these games are prettier last generation games. They're games that can be done on the older generation hardware, just of course downscaled in graphics, and that's pretty much it. This generation is feeling like an extension of last. That's really how I feel right now. I don't feel like I'm in the next generation. But let me talk about the developers, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, right? Because we have bullshit things that happen, such as GTA Online, right? And we have gamers who go and defend that. We have EA with Battlefield 4, right? Where these niggas got a lawsuit. And we still, for some reason, got people defending Battlefield 4. Now, Battlefield 4 was flawless, and EA was just guiltless. Like, you guys are, for some reason, you have this, false reality that they are. A lawsuit wouldn't exist, people. But yes, you guys all know I've ran into people who defend GTA Online, and how Rockstar launched their game knowing the online was not ready, but they got their money, they got their sales, and they got their critical acclaim, and then boom, they released the second half, complete garbage, doesn't even work, but hey, they pulled wool over all of our eyes, they got what they wanted, they don't care, and you actually have people defending what Rockstar pulled with that. They were being sneaky, guys, they knew what they were doing. With Battlefield 4, we got game modes not even working, games crashing, nothing's working right, connectivity issues, a complete mess. And I've actually seen some people, not as much as GTA Online, but I've actually seen some people defend Battlefield 4. Xbox One launches, every game on that mug has microtransactions. Pay to win. You're really in the game? Well, it doesn't matter, just pay $5, get this OP weapon, bam, you win. We got shady models, right? Business models, buying models, things of that nature. Why is there 10 different buying models for killing? You see what I'm saying? I don't understand that. And that is why this generation is going to be the worst ever, because the developers are getting worse, and you guys, the gamers, are empowering the bullshit that they like to pull. And like I mentioned before, this generation so far just feels like an extension of the last generation. I'm all for prettier graphics. Of course I want prettier graphics if I'm buying better hardware. That's great. But developers, what about the gameplay? What are you doing from a gameplay standpoint that cannot be done on the last generation systems? What are you doing? You see what I'm saying? And like I said in the beginning of the video, that's kind of where some of my disappointment in Nintendo comes from, because I look to Nintendo to get this thing right. You see what I'm saying? But they really haven't done that yet with the Wii U gamepad. They haven't utilized their own tool that they put in the box yet. But it's still early, so we'll see. But that's part where my disappointment for Nintendo came from. Because I expect Nintendo to be leading the gameplay innovation. You see what I'm saying? And they actually have a controller that is easy to do that, but they really haven't dabbled in that much. A lot of you guys who were so hyped for these next generations of systems. I mean, you could be hyped. I mean, I was hyped. I was excited to see a new generation. But as far as the individual consoles go themselves, completely overhyped. People stuck and completely enraptured in graphics. I mean, think about it, people. You guys all bought a PS4 at launch, which I'm not saying if you did you're stupid or anything, because I understand a lot of you are hardcore Sony fans. Even if a game doesn't have that many systems at launch, I can understand you buying it for the simple fact that you're a hardcore fan of that company. See what I'm saying? Just like with me and Nintendo, it was Zombie U and Zombie U New Super Mario Bros. U and Pikmin 3 and Wonderful 101 were supposed to come shortly after, but we know that didn't happen. But I'm not saying if you bought a PS4 or Xbox One at launch that you made a stupid mistake or something was wrong with you. But what I'm saying is this, and let's be honest here, a lot of you people bought these systems because you were hyped for the graphics. It's pretty much what it boils down to. I'm wrong? Are you sure about that? Because there is a lot of PS4 owners out there who do not own Killzone. You see what I'm saying? And there's actually a lot of people who do not own Killzone. And there's a lot of people who don't own Knack. When I saw that PS4 launch premiere, on Game Trailers, whatever, Jeff Keighley was there. He was interviewing dudes, right? He asked, no, it wasn't him, it was some chick. She was like, so what are you buying with your PS4? He was like, oh, well, I'm getting a PS4 for Call of Duty Ghosts. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who did the exact same thing. See what I'm saying? So, a lot of the people who own PS4s right now, you see what I'm saying? They essentially bought them for multiplats, aka games that are already on the last generation of hardware, but are just prettier on the PlayStation 4. Gone to the graphical hype, and now we got people saying they're bored with their PS4s. The system is boring. That's what happens when you get caught up in the montages and graphical hype. That's what happens. Now, of course, we have Infamous coming out in February, I believe, February or March, early next year, and that's going to be great. But let's just be honest here, a lot of you guys who are, when you consider yourselves hardcore Sony fans, you guys got caught in the graphical hype. And see, and that's the thing about these developers, right? That's another reason why these games turn out so, incomplete, or the gameplay isn't top notch, whatever, because developers realize, you see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this is just the PS4 fan base in particular. I was just giving an example, right? It's pretty much gamers everywhere. Developers can make a pretty ass game and it will sell because people will buy a game purely off of graphics. And this ties in with the point of my video, right? I said that this is going to be the worst gen because the developers and the gamers that enable them. If they keep on saying that if they keep on seeing that all they have to do is put together a commercial with guns and explosions and some pretty graphics and set pieces, and that's going to keep selling, guess what? That's all they're going to keep giving you. That's it. They're not going to care about true quality. Take Crytek for instance. Crytek makes some of the most beautiful games in the industry, yet every single one of those games' gameplay has been absolute garbage outside of Crysis 1. Crysis 1 was the only good Crysis game that Crytek has made so far this generation, which is ridiculous because that is a 2007 game. It is 2013. They still have not topped Crysis 1 because graphics, they're all they're caring about. That's all you guys care about, and you will buy a game solely off of graphics. Games will come out incomplete. You guys will defend these developers. Now listen, I'm not telling you guys to stop buying these games, right? I'm not telling you to do that. Because I understand that you don't want to deprive yourself of a gaming experience you really want. You see what I'm saying? Like for instance, when I was talking about how Mario 3D World should have online, people were saying, well, put your money where your mouth is and don't buy the game. I'm not going to deprive myself from a gaming experience I want. You see what I'm saying? And I'm still a fan of that company, so of course I'm still going to want to support them. And if I didn't buy 3D World this holiday, then pretty much wouldn't really be touching my Wii U like that. So I pretty much had to buy 3D World, and if I didn't want to, you see what I'm saying? But I'm not telling you don't buy these games. And I know some of you will be like, well, Shokio, you should be telling them not to buy them because you should be telling them not to support the bullshit. Here's the thing, guys. You can still buy a game and still tell a developer what they did with that game is bullshit, and they will fix it. They will fix it. If enough people speak up, they will fix it the next time around. Yes, if you buy it and they'll get their sales or whatever, but if they hear enough voices, they will fix whatever needs to be fixed. And I know a lot of people are going to, watching this video right now like, oh, Shokio, you're always so freaking negative. Oh, 90% of the videos you do are just so, goddamn pessimistic and negative and whatnot. Here's the thing, people. The reason why I've been so negative and pessimistic is because I have to make up for the lack of it. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of you guys, you just take whatever is given to you. And that's not dedicated to any one fan base. That's how gamers are nowadays in general. What happened to our standards? We have accepted mediocrity, plain and simple. We no longer care about quality. We no longer care about holding companies to their standards. We don't care about complete games. We don't care about what a game should or should not have had. We just take whatever slops are dumped into that bin, like we're a bunch of pigs, and we just accept what the farmer gives to us. See what I'm saying? That's why I've been negative, because you guys haven't been negative enough. You haven't been critical enough of the industry, of these developers, of these companies. You haven't. I do give props for the Sony fan base for making a lot of changes, with the PS4, because the PS4 was going to exclude a lot of things that it has or will have now, because a lot of Sony fans took to Twitter about it, and things of that nature. They talked to Yoshida about it. So I do give him props for that. And I do give props for all the gamers, basically slamming the hell out of Microsoft for the whole DRM, although most of that was out of just pure hate for Microsoft and distaste towards the Xbox from the Sony and Nintendo fans, rather than actually caring about the industry. But a lot of those people did, so I will give props for that. But outside those two things, we just accept whatever the hell is given to us, and it needs to stop. We need to be pessimistic. We need to be negative. We need to be whining. We need to be complaining. People tell me all the time, stop bitching, stop whining. Guess what? That's what's going to get things done. That's what's going to get things fixed. All we're going to have this gen is microtransaction games, developers nickeling and diming us, incomplete games with day 1 patches, day 2 patches, day 3 patches, week 2 patches, week 3 patches, right? DLC out the ass that will probably be on disc, or they could have included in the final product. That's what this generation is going to boil down to, because developers have gotten comfortable. That's the problem. They have gotten comfortable with what they are doing because it's been working for them, and nobody has been speaking out on this bullshit. So the way I see it, this generation is just an extension of last. This is a 7.5. We're going to see the games we saw last generation, but prettier. Case in point, Killzone Shadowfall, right? Case in point, 3D World. You see what I'm saying? Case in point, Forza 5. Prettier extensions of last generation games. And that's pretty much what it boils down to. Let me know what you guys think down below. That's this video. Thanks for watching, y'all. I might do some more actually right after this video, because I got a lot to make up for, because I've just been slacking on the video. So I might do another one after this, and I'll link it in the description of this video. But thanks for watching, y'all. I'll see you fools later. Peace.